If you don't have this thing in place, there's a very high chance that you're not doing well in life. If you don't already have this and you're 40 years old, it's a very high chance that you're not doing well in life. All right, today I'm discussing a few things you need to know by the time you are 40 years old. This must be a resident knowledge that you already possess. Number one of it is that life is not about you. You know, when someone is young, you have this unconscious thinking that everything is about you. You worry about what people think about you. You worry about who like you, who doesn't like you. You worry about what people say about you. And you think you are at the center of the world. You think the whole world is looking at you. You see, it affects the way you dress. It affects what you do, how you say it, how you work. Because for some reason you believe that it's all about you. But by the time you get to be 40 years old, you are supposed to know that life is not about you. The world is too busy to make you the center of their focus. Of course, many people never learn. Never learn. Number two, at 40, or rather, before you get to be 40 years old, you should have built real relationship. At 40 or from 40 upward, you cannot afford to have in your life people who are not real. You can't afford any form of fake friends. You can afford any form of pseudo friends, false friends. Your connections must be solid and real. It doesn't have to be a lot of people. It could be just one, it could be two. But these are two people that you connect with on a very personal level. This should have happened, by the time you get to be 40 years old. This should have happened to your life. Make real connection. People that you can depend on, that can also depend on you. If you don't have this thing in place, there's a very high chance that you're not doing well in life. If you don't already have this and you're 40 years old, there's a very high chance that you're not doing well in life. And of course, like I said, it could be one person, could be two, could be more, especially if you are married. By 40, you should not be suspicious of your spouse. By 40 years, you should really trust the spouse you have married. Right? You should really trust the spouse you've married. Because if there were things you couldn't trust, those are things you should have found out. Okay, I don't know when you marry, before you got to be 40. There's a popular saying, I don't know, that a fool at 40 is a fool forever. The reason why is because 40 is a number of probation. See, it's a number of probation, meaning that after 40 days or 40 years, you should have been proven to either be a man, a woman of convictions. You should know what you want in life, your visions, your goals, your aspirations should be clear in your mind. See, whether or not you are there yet is not the point, but where you are going your destination should be clear. And once those are clear to you, then you will need to know who qualifies to be in your circle. By 40, saying no should be very easy for you. See, like I said earlier on, I said just now, if you know where you are going to, then you should easily know where you are not going to. right? And you already know that whatever, for example, cannot take you to where you are going to, the answer to it should be no. It should be very easy to say no. By the time you are 40 years old, it is expected that you will have had enough emotional maturity to know what you want, to only say yes to what is necessary and required, and no to every other thing without feeling bad. Somebody say, well, eh, um, somebody wants something from you, for example, maybe they want money from you and you said no, and they try to blackmail you emotionally. If you can be blackmailed, it's a problem. Nobody should be able to blackmail you at that age. Of course, 40 is not old, you know, but it is a major milestone for the rest of your journey on earth. A major milestone. The reason why is because, yes, from 0 to 39, you could make a lot of mistakes. But when you get your bearing right from 40, you don't need 40 years to correct it. You can correct all those mistakes within 10 years. That means between your 40th birthday and your 50th birthday, you can become a tremendous success if you haven't become successful before then. See? But now to be able to become successful is the reason I'm discussing this with you. And it has to do with you making those switch and making those conscious adjustments to become a person of your word, a person of integrity. You say, when you say no, you mean it. When you say yes, you mean it. You relate only with real people. Because one of the reasons why most people are not successful is because they were surrounded by very fake people who are actually sabotaging their effort without them knowing. And at 40, you are supposed to know. Like Joshua said to that angel, like, say, are you for us or our enemy? You must tell me where do you stand? I think the same Joshua that said, they say, choose today who you will serve, God or make a choice. And they say, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So what he's trying to say is that there comes a point in your life where you must make a choice as to where you stand. See, and those choices will spur your life to greater heights. So by the time you're 40 years old, I think number 4 is you must now, at this point, become very intentional about your financial future. You're going to save. The excuses you gave from the 25 year to, for the past 15 years, 25 to 40, that have given you zero balance, you cannot give it anymore. Because whether you agree or not, you are on your way to a destiny where a time will come where you may not be able to work for money like you are doing now. So you make decision to start saving or investing or start a business, or whatever you're going to do to increase your finances. From 40, you must make that decision and start. Start. Of course, at that age, 40, number 5, I think, you must have a healthy lifestyle. You must have a healthy lifestyle. You can't eat everything you see. You can't eat anyhow you want. You can't, eat so much heavy meal and sleep. There are things you can't do. Not because you are sick, not because you are hoping to be sick or you are likely to be sick. No, it's just, something about discipline is it's just like success. It's parallel. When you are disciplined in savings, with the finances, you'll be disciplined with your health. Because after 40, you are supposed to now be a disciplined person. So become disciplined. Become disciplined. I learned something, recently about maintaining your weight. And it kind of fascinates me that when it comes to maintaining weight, at times also, maybe all you need to do is just eat the right meal and eat it on time. Can you imagine? Like, eat the right meal, eat it on time. On time means, for instance, if you sleep, let's say 9, 10 o'clock, you cannot eat after 8 p.m. You see, you eat maybe around about 6, mark 7 p.m., and have at least 3 hours of walking around, of staying busy before you go to bed. So that by the time you go to bed, the food will have moved from your stomach to the tracks. Wow. I never knew that. You see. So you develop healthy lifestyle at this age. All the so-called old age sicknesses can be avoided. See? And people just need to know at what point they must make serious lifestyle changes so that we can go through into old age healthy, happy, successful, and prosperous. All right. I think I should stop instead of, okay, maybe I should give you one point. After 40, you should be more concerned now about things that satisfy your souls, that satisfy your soul, not things that you think people will like. There are things that gives you satisfaction in your soul. You are supposed to know those things and pursue them. You see, poverty as 40 for most people, it's not a mystery. It's not. Like I have said in previous videos, people believe that they are on their journey to become successful. That in 5 years I will be this, in 10 years I will be that. And I said it's not true. You are not going to be anything that you are not already are, that you don't already are. And I gave an example. See, I gave an example. If you're going to have $10 million in 10 years from now, you can tell by what you are doing. If you are watching me now, you can tell. Or what you're going to do after you stop watching this video, you can tell. Because every action you are taking now is what is defining that 10 years. So don't believe the lie like, no, in 10 years, 10 years time, things can be rough now, but 10 years, things will become better. I remember one time I was talking to a young gentleman, who's 21 years old, at the time. And of course, years ago, I was also in my 20s then. So I said to him, so he said, I asked him a question, so how are you doing? He said, well, we are managing. Things are tough, but no, we are managing. We are surviving. Then I asked him, for how long are you going to manage? Then I asked him, so how long are you going to manage? Then I said, you see, you're a young man. It's okay to manage at 21. It's okay to struggle at 21. It's okay. If things are not, you are not there yet at 21, it's okay. The world understands, the nation understands, everything, everything understands that you're 21 years old. Then I said, imagine if you have, of course, just example, if you have 50 more years to live, which would mean you'll be 71 or more, what kind of 50 years is it going to be? Are you going to continue managing, or are you doing things now that will make sure that you don't manage in the later part of your life? That's why it's not right to say that the young man is broke. Because he's young, you can't say he's broke. Why? He has a lot of time. Time is money. You say someone is broke after they've got past certain age and certain things have not happened. Then you can say that person is a poor person. So if you are young, you are not a poor person. You may not have money, but you're not poor. You have time to make all the money. So that's my point. At 40 years, you are not old and you are not that young. See, or rather, let me put it this way: you are not that old, and you are not that young. You are now at the middle, somewhere. But the whole idea is it's about the future. There's not much you can do about the past. I mean, in your younger days, you have done all the parties, you've done all the crazy things you can do. You can't do crazy things anymore at this point. The realities of the future. By now, you should begin to feel it. See, maybe you now have children, you have kids who are growing up. School fees are real, right? Going to good schools are important. You want to give your children the life probably you didn't have. You want to take them on holidays. You want to be able to give them, things to look forward to, remember. You want to create memories of family. It's going to cost money. That's what I'm saying. Make the adjustment now so that you can be that man or that father for your kids, that husband for your wife, that brother for your sibling, or sister for your siblings. Well, if there's something you think we should talk about, send me a mail or comment in the comment section, and you'll be sure. Maybe you have a questions, you can ask. I'll try my best to answer it if I know the answer. I don't claim to know everything. If I know the answer, I try to answer. If I don't know, I learn. Maybe it will be something also for me to go and learn about. Well, thank you for participating. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, do that today. Thank you. See you in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you.